Oh, this computer. If you guys just came on and you hear that vibration noise in the background, that's the computer that I was talking about. I thought it was gonna not react, but it did. Hi, Suzette. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everybody. Just when I go live, that computer's got to vibrate. And if you didn't catch that sound, go check out the replay. Oh, there we go. It wants you to hear it. My computer is gonna turn on and it's gonna vibrate. It's like a frother moment, if you know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Hopefully, I know, Kat. I know. Believe me, it's gonna start any minute now. Hi, Gail. Gail, the story. Hi, Jojo. The story is, if anybody knows this, my MacBook Air. Anybody who has a MacBook Air with this problem is gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. The fan doesn't stop. There's the fan. It all started one day when I was doing a voice note to someone and they said, "What's that in the background?" Well, that is my MacBook, not any other device. Let's hope it stays off at this point. It sounds like a creepy door at a scary movie, a little bit. Yeah, perfect timing. Let's hope, let's hope. There you go, it's starting again. Hi, Jose. Well, thank you, how are you? Yeah, I know, Gil, I know. It's gonna start again, you watch. I thought I was gonna get away with it. I may have to reconfigure. Oh boy. Well, the noise, I know. Just wait, it's gonna start. I don't even want to jinx it. I don't even want to jinx it. I hope, just to give all of you the pleasure of what I have to deal with when I'm uploading videos on YouTube. Hi, Diane, how are you? This is what I'm talking about. So imagine for a second, I'm doing a voice note to someone and they hear this in the background. Hi, Sarah, how are you? Let's see if I can shut this down. Oh my gosh. If it had no battery, I'd be okay. No, it's my MacBook Air. I swear I would never buy another one with that processor because certain processors on the MacBook have this problem. Oh, I thought it was gonna go again. Hi Jay, how are you? Ciao Luciano. Va bene? Thank you for your kind words. The leprechauns are having a bit of fun with me today. Yeah, exactly, Kat. And it's such a shame, you know, you buy a product like that, like a MacBook Air. Yeah, there we go. See? Okay, we're gonna have to figure something out because I can't keep doing this. Hi, Katie Louise. How are you? I think what I have to actually do is move my camera. What you guys don't know is that I have Karma sitting here in front of me, and I think I have to maybe move her. Let's see if this works. Hey. It's like it's threatening me to start the fan again. Hi, Mish. How are you? I've been thinking about you. No, Karma, don't do that. See, what you guys can't see is Karma's laying right here. What was the buzzing, Mish? It was my MacBook Air. Just call him Mac. It was Mac. It's Mac. Just like I joke about how Chat GPT is my online boyfriend, Chad GPT. I don't know if I've told that to some of you in sessions. Yeah, there we go. Hi, Dana. Oh, yeah. And so anyways, Chad GPT is my online boyfriend, but apparently I have another one named Mac who likes to buzz in the background here. Yeah. Let's hope that it won't. Yeah, the buzzing. I know, listen, only me. This would be the case. I don't know anybody else that goes live and has their MacBook buzzing or a frother buzzing in the drawer. Yeah, I know. Let it be me. It is a beautiful day here. I don't know how you guys are experiencing your weather, but it is sunny. It is beautiful. I've got my windows open. I did, Dana. Oh, you can hear like a helicopter above us here, or a plane. And anyways, I've been in like tidy up mode. I've been like thinking about spring cleaning because like I just need it. I've got too much cat hair and things all over the place, dishes and anyways. So I've been a bit of a cleaning mode. And then I was like, I gotta hop on and see everybody after this beautiful weekend of eclipse energy. I'm curious to know how you're all feeling. So what's the vibe in your part of the world? What's the vibe today, everybody? I'm curious. You needed this? Yeah. Oh, you needed the MacBook Air vibrating in the background. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yes. You just feel off, nothing in particular? Yeah, I mean, the energy is, hi, Arya. How are you? You feel weird and detached? Frustration? Stacy? What's got you frustrated? I think a lot of people are feeling tested. Yeah, you're on Instagram. Yeah, yeah. You feel relaxed after a few days of tension with partner. I'm glad you feel relaxed. It's up and down, right? Hi, Vedant. How are you? Hi, Jen. Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day, Billy. It's beautiful. Your marriage and missed job opportunity. Well, nothing that's meant for you will ever pass you by. Thank you, Emma. I appreciate it. Or Emma-Marie. What a beautiful name. Emma-Marie. You're extremely frustrated? It's gorgeous there as well. Yeah, it's beautiful weather today. You feel excited, Dana? Good. Hi, Pernille. How are things in Denmark? A weird vibe all around. Oh, that's the eclipse energy. I know, Stacey. But you know what? Honestly, everything has a way of working itself out, you know? Hi, Tamara. I'm well, thank you. How are you? That's okay, Mish. It's all good. It threw me off, but it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, no, I'm good. I feel good, even though we've had this eclipse. I feel a little bit tired. I had a very bad headache on the weekend, but I think that that's the rain that we had. We had a lot of rain, a lot of rain. So I had a ear pressure headache. I uploaded some videos yesterday and then I forgot one. The Taurus one was posted this morning. I apologize to anybody that was missing it. Somebody had reached out to me saying, I don't see the Taurus video. I forgot to make it public, so that's why. But all the zodiac sign readings are up for this week. Have a look and let me know what you think. A lot of energy is coming up about people who have possibly ghosted and making a return. I think that's just the Mercury retrograde energy, you know? That is true too, Dana. Rain to wash all that snow away. The snow's been gone for a while now, actually. It definitely feels like spring today. Like it's beautiful out. It's beautiful. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Spring is slowly coming here to Denmark, so that's good. Yeah, usually you guys are a little bit ahead of us, actually. One funny thing that happened to me last week and this week was that since our clocks went forward, European clocks hadn't gone forward yet. So anybody that I was doing sessions with overseas, we had like a 1 hour, not a 1 hour, like we were off even another hour in the time zone. So thank goodness I've been keeping track of that. Yeah, finally after a cold snap. Yeah, Dana, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, exactly, Stacy. Yeah. The Leo one was spot on. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, there's this energy that I feel like it's just this testing. It's testing, testing, testing. Everything you're feeling right now is internally, it's just a reflection of everything that you're feeling in regards to moving yourself forward, you know? Amber, it's not a matter of whether things will go our way or not. I think what it is about is things will happen as needed. Hi, Susie. Things will happen as needed. Thank you, Lizzie. I appreciate it. Meaning, good luck is bad luck is good luck. Sometimes things come in and we think, oh, this is so terrible, and ends up being the best thing that ever happened to us. Or something comes in that we think is so good, and it's not. What goes our way is what's meant for us. You think you've missed something. Everyone's talking about weird vibes. The weather's been stormy. Here I'm feeling zen and peaceful. And that's good, Kat. If you feel good, relish in that. You know? Hi, Mark. You're in Amsterdam? Beautiful, beautiful city. I'm well, thank you. How are you doing? So I think that it's like you're being pushed to your limits about something. Yeah, Emery, of course you are. Because it's checking to see whether you're in the old or the new. And Raven asked me, hi, Lakuanita, how are you? Raven asked me in a comment on YouTube, and I want to address here comes, okay, there you go, Karma. I want to address what her question was. Hi, Anne-Marie, how are you? She said, can you explain to me what it means when you say, are you in the old, are you in the new? And so let me give you again, my feelings. Kelly of yesteryear would do this, okay? Like 8 to 10 years ago, Kelly would have done this, would have allowed this, allowed that, done this, done that. Kelly of today would not. Meaning, if I'm in the old, I'm doing the same old, that's not working anymore. If I'm in the new, it means I'm doing things differently than I used to do. And I'm open to the idea of doing things differently. And I think sometimes we can be stubborn, and I say it respectfully, but we can be stubborn about the way we do things. We think we've got to stick to the same old because maybe that worked in the past, but that's not how things go. There are times when things just stop working and we've got to figure out a new way. And you're right, Mish, change is good. I describe it like this. Sorry to give you like such a silly example, but it's like, think about when you've used a face cream and that face cream works really well for the first month or 2 or 3. And then all of a sudden one day you're like, why does my face feel like it's just not working? Like, why does this cream not work anymore? Or it's like a shampoo thing. The buildup of the shampoo, too much of it after a while just makes your hair feel like dull and it's not working the same way anymore. You know, hi, trucker guy. And it's the same thing with like mascara. You use the mascara, you love it for like, let's say you use it for a whole year, and then all of a sudden you're like, I don't like this mascara anymore. It's just not working. Why doesn't it feel like it's working? And hi, Michelle. Yes, all is well on my end. I hope you are too. So do you know what I mean? Where it's like, sometimes things will work a certain way, and then eventually you're just like, this doesn't work for me anymore. Oh, I'm so glad, Gail. Gail just said, in this new relationship, am I in the old or am I in the new, has helped me so much. You're not going to believe how many times, you might though, how many times in the videos I'm going to ask you, are you in the old or are you in the new? It came up in every reading that I was filming. And I cringe when I say these things to myself or to you. But a lot of you do say to me that you like it because the repetition helps you. Yeah, just like trust the process. You're angry today, Zen? That's the eclipse energy. And I'm curious to know what's got you angry. I can guess. I'm not saying I know specifically to you, but I can guess why some people might be angry. A lot of the times when people don't do things the way we would want them to do, like, you know, let's say we pull ourselves away or pull ourselves back from something and we hope that somebody will respond or recognize that they were wrong or that they should have done this or should have done that, and they don't do that, it actually internally boils us, because we're looking for a response. So sometimes people get angry if they don't get the response that internally they're looking for. I'm not saying that's you, Zen. I'm just saying I've seen that example happen in the last few days. You think you're feeling like this with your career, you just don't feel that spark. And it's natural, Stacey. I mean, I left my career of 18 years, so I understand how you feel. Thank you, DT, I appreciate it. You've had a headache? Me too. I did too. Yesterday I had a very bad headache. You're angry and you're in limbo, trying to shed an ex completely, several layers there, hoping she would see my part of this or my side. And that's, Suzanne, that's exactly what I just said. I mean, I can help you with that. If you need the help, we can talk it through. I talk to people about these things every day. You said trying to have a conversation today, completely end things, is like hitting my head on a wall. So Zen, you got to stop trying. You got to stop doing the same old, same old. You got to let it be. And that's, hi Beers, that's the thing. Yeah, Dana, it's true. Sometimes we need to hear things many times for it to stick. Mish just said, I'm angry with doctors not taking responsibility and doing their job. I know, it's so tough, Mish. The system is it's so broken. But a lot of the times, you know, you have to understand that when you let go is when things are going to shift. You're probably not angry, and excuse me, Zen, I don't mean to talk on your behalf, but you're probably not angry at your person. You're probably more angry at yourself because you've been going round and round and round and round. Trying to see her in person is exhausting. That's the part, that's the brick wall. I wanted to have this combo. But Zen, you got, no offense, I say it to you with love. You got to stop. You're trying too hard. That's why you're getting the resistance. You're trying to push it. You're trying to force it. And sometimes we don't get the conversation that we need to end it. I just had a conversation about this with somebody today. I said, isn't it amazing how we wish to some extent that the person would just let us go or say, hey, look, I can't give, I can't do this. And then we actually listen, because sometimes we don't listen to that when they do say it. That's a whole other story. But my point is that you want some finality. You want to have a conversation. Not everybody wants to have that conversation. Not everybody's prepared for that conversation. And you can't force that conversation. If they don't want to talk, they don't want to talk. And that's what you have to leave it at that and respect it. Because when we're trying to force it, we're making it about ourselves, really not about them. You have to let it go, Zen. If they don't want to talk and they don't want to meet and whatever, then you got to leave it be. Exactly, like Kubonita, surrender and trust the process. That's all we really can do, you know? And I know it's tough, Mish, I really do. It's a tough system, especially in regards to like your health. I get it. And it's true. Misha said, I'm learning how to feel and go through the emotions. That's what this is all about, right? This is about feeling whatever you need to feel, but you got to feel it and then move through it. Otherwise, if you ignore it, then it's just going to get worse. Hi, Marcy. Can I explain more about the readings, how and what energies help or allow you to? Well, the thing is this, it is, yeah, like energy is fluid. It changes at a moment's notice. Readings are here to reflect really what's within inside of you, right? But then it will be okay. But it's a matter of respecting the energy. You know, I always say trust the process, yes, but trust their process. If that's what they need to do, if they're ignoring, if they're running, they're avoiding, they're doing whatever, I don't want to say let them. It's not a matter of like Mel Robbins let them, although I guess you could say that, but you have to let people do what they got to do. People are always going to do what they think and feel is best, including yourself, and nobody's going to ever be able to sway that, you know? It doesn't work, Emery. Even though I find that funny, Emery just said, well, there's surrender and trust the process, then there's duct tape. You'll sit there and listen. I can't support that message, but I do laugh. Hi, Caitlin. How are you? But yeah, what are my thoughts on Canada? Well, I am a Canadian. There's a lot of thoughts. It's so hard, but yeah, Billy, I know. We don't always get the answers we're looking for. That's what it comes down to. You're welcome, Aditya. You're welcome. I appreciate it. Oh, we are done and I want to date others, but there was supposed to be communication, exclusiveness, honesty, and transparency, which I can do if we're to meet in person. Nah, Zen. Oh yeah, which I can't do if we can't meet in person. I get it. Zen, you gotta let it go. As hard as that is, and I say that to you with love. I don't say that to you with harshness. You have to let it go. That's somebody who can't give. That's somebody that you're trying to force energies. And I understand why you're angry, but I think you're not so much angry at the person. I think it's an internal thing where we're mad at ourselves for spending so much time or not realizing it, or we beat ourselves up over it. And you don't need to. You tried. You did everything you could. Yeah, behavior and action is the answer for closure. Date others. You don't have to tell her anything, Zen. Look, when someone doesn't reciprocate, you don't owe them anything. Nothing. Can I just repeat something for you all? Let me repeat something. And I said it in some sessions lately in the last week or so, maybe even in the full moon Zoom, I can't remember. Look, I never waited, I always dated. There's a Kellyism that I've never said. I don't know why I never said this. It rhymes perfectly. I've never waited, I've always dated. Do you understand how the entire time that I was being sparked, even by the person who I could have sworn was the be all end all, I never stopped dating. And now I don't feel that way anymore. You have to understand that the only way to get better, hi Eli, the only way to get better, hi iSpeed, is to put yourself out there. Now, I'm not talking about getting into a relationship. This is not about you have to marry somebody, you have to be in love with somebody, you have to be exclusive to somebody. My point is you've got to put yourself out there to get a thicker skin, to understand what you like and what you don't like, to get better at boundaries. Life experience is your best teacher. And when people say they're going to give up on dating and putting themselves out there, that's just a self-preservation because it feels better to say that so you don't get hurt or you don't have to explain yourself to other people. You know? Have a great day, Tamara. Yeah, Michelle just said, don't let the person stand in the way of your future person. You know? So, anyways. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I never waited, I always dated. And that's what I want for all of you. Don't wait. Never wait. Waiting will do nothing. Waiting will keep you waiting. So repeat that. I never waited, I always dated. We are romanticizing the potential in a person, Laura. You're right. When we should be looking at who they are. Behaviors, language, yes. Do you really think you always have to date? What's wrong with finding peace on your own and being content with friends and the life you build? If you want to date, date. So Laura, I agree with that. I'll tell you why there's a fine line. There's a difference, okay? Nobody says that you have to be in a relationship. You can be content on your own. Nobody says you have to be with anybody. At the same time, though, you need to trigger yourself by being around people. Because here's the thing, people crave connection. Humans naturally crave connection. Okay? And so I think what happens, Laura, is that a lot of people say, as a self preservation, they say, well, I don't want to be with anybody. And I'm not saying this is you, I'm just making a comment. When people say, I don't want to be with anybody, I'd rather be on my own. People are doing that because they want to try to stay safe. And that's walls. You know? There you go, Anne-Marie. There you go. They need to be on the waiting list for you. Exactly. Exactly. So I'm not saying that it's 100% the case for everybody, Laura, but a lot of the times people stay in self-preservation because, and say they don't want to date, but in reality, deep down, they do. So it depends on the person. Yeah, no response is a response, Billy. It is. Yeah. Laura, I understand. I understand. I just think that in regards to putting yourself out there, it's not about the fact that you have to marry somebody or be serious with somebody. It's about getting triggered. Self-help books and videos can only help you so much. People and life experience is what triggers us to change. Kelly of yesteryear would have accepted so many stupid things, you know? And I'm not saying any of you are stupid, I'm saying me. Like when I think of like the things that I accepted, I allowed myself to go through. The amount of bullshittery that came up, I haven't used that word in a while. I would never accept it now. You love Kelly then and now, and I appreciate that. And I love myself then too, because I had to learn the experiences. I love who I am now because I've worked through those things. Experience is a great teacher, Eli, 100%. And so I just am over all the stuff that I used to go through. They're lessons. They're not mistakes, they're lessons. And now my boundaries are better. My peace is at an all-time high. My happiness is an all-time high. And how did I get there? Through making boundaries, putting myself out there. I never waited, I always dated. And this is the whole point. People are waiting for somebody to come back. They're waiting for somebody to suddenly drop from the sky and make them happy. I'll do this if this happens. We put conditions on it. It's like grammar, it's teaching grammar. This is the language teacher in me. I will do this if. If this happens, I will do this. You can't live on expectations and conditions. You have to live your life. If somebody comes back in while you're living your best life, you get to decide. You get to be the one in control. Everybody's so afraid of that because they're afraid I'm going to hurt somebody. Oh my gosh, how am I going to break up with this person wants to come back? How do you know you're going to want to break up with somebody just because somebody from your past has come back? Do you know how many times somebody's come back from my past and it hasn't been enough to entice me? And that's okay, you know? But then you're learning from this experience and you're going to be even better the next time around and the next time and the next time and the next time. You got to kiss a lot of frogs. I have. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Oh, I appreciate you too, Mish. Never settle. No, the thing is this. You do your very best in the moment, right? Just like everybody. You know, you follow what you think is best in the moment. But if that's not working anymore, you got to do different and you got to take steps and you got to grow and you got to figure it out. And when you do, you'll reap the rewards. Make no moves, keep walls up, close yourself off to everybody and everything, and you'll have the same old, same old. Hi, Dwayne. Thank you. My day's really Going well, thank you. Yeah, Karma's getting comfy. Yeah, she's right next to me. Anyways, tell me your word of the day, everybody. What's your word of the day? Let's get into it. Let's pull some cards. We're having deep talks, deep talks for St. Patrick's Day. We're having deep talks, but I guess that's the eclipse energy. Hi, Bilal. Thank you. I appreciate the marriage proposal, but unfortunately, I mean, I'm not available, but thank you for your question. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks, Olivia. You feel worried, Pauline? What's got you worried? Yeah, Jojo, it's surrender. I agree. Calm, optimistic, awakening. Laura, did you ever end up making the decision? Gratitude, Alex. Thank you, Bilal. Yes, all marriage proposals have to be submitted to Jose, my head of security. That's right. You feel worried, Michael. How come? Oh, Pauline, I'm sorry. That's so tough. Your mother just after cancer operation. Yeah, you're worried about your mom. I'm sending you lots of love. Staying present, Shauna. That's a great word of the day or words of the day. No, I'm not married, Bilal. No. You're drained. Yes. Zen, I'm just not available. I put it like that. I'm just not available. Yeah. You know? You're finding four-leaf clovers. That's amazing, Sayonara. You feel tired but happy. A lot of us are feeling this tiredness, and this need to rest. But I don't want to freak anybody out because I know we just had the Oh, well, it's okay. No, I appreciate the effort, but nothing could shift in that department. There's definitely hope. Zen, why do you think I always say ask for what you want or better? When you achieve the better, and I have this experience, when you achieve the better, you're not going to look back. Can we all come to the wedding? You never know, Gail. You never, you never know. It's hard. You need to focus so you don't take 2 steps backwards. It's but I got you, Laura. You're going to be okay. Thank you, Joe. What's my word of the day, Mish? It's interesting. My word of the day. It's words. I have words of the day. Like spring cleaning. That's kind of how I feel. Will your life be okay? Absolutely. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Hi, Linnea. How are you? Nice to see you. I think there we go. My screen kind of froze for a second. Okay, current energy today is the 7 of Wands. Are you on the offensive or are you on the defensive? Happy Patrick's Day. Yes. St. Patrick's Day. You got some things to work through and it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Zen, I can help you with this. I offer you the help. Not that you have to, I get it, but I can help you with this in so many ways, any of you. I work through this with people every day of my life. I have achieved it. I know how it feels. I've been in your position. It does get better. Trust me when I tell you, it does get better. That's okay, Mish, all good. So the 7 of Wands is asking, are you on the offensive or are you on the defensive? Yes, you're in Ireland. What's it like celebrating St. Patrick's Day in Ireland? I think that'd be pretty cool. But are you on the offensive or are you on the defensive? Which one? Are you ready to stand up and fight, as in pick your battles wisely, or be like a wounded animal in the corner? You want to go there in Italy? Beautiful places, beautiful places. Hi, Mike. How are you? I'm well, thank you. Mike, what's your word of the day? Here's the ballet shoes, and the ballet shoes are all about stamina, repetition, effort required, right? It takes effort. Look, all of these changes take time. I was reflecting with somebody today, actually, in a session, and we said, gosh, have we known each other now for 2 years? And something that I noted was the amount of change that has taken place in that 2 years. Like, I want you to think about where you've been, even in the last year. How much change have you seen in yourself? I mean, the people that I work with, I can tell you so much has changed. You may not recognize because it feels like it takes forever. But the people, at least the people here that I've done sessions with, think about this. When I met you versus where you're at now, I know you've changed. I see it when I'm doing weekly sessions or bi-weekly sessions, monthly sessions. I know that there's change. And you have to stop being so hard on yourself and recognize that all of this is baby steps. We cannot make this 0 to 100 overnight. This is not something that shifts. And think about the person that you might be dealing with if this is a relationship topic. Do you think that they can really change themselves in 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days? We'd love for them to, but it doesn't happen that way. And the same thing for yourself. You cannot change something in 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. You can make small steps, but you're not going to go from 0 to 100 in a short period of time. Yeah, Dana just said not anywhere near, yeah, where you used to be. Thanks, Maggie. Hi, and Matt. So all I want to say is give yourself some grace. Like, pat yourself on the back. Recognize that it takes a lot of hard work to make changes. I talk about all the time. It took me 8 years, 8 to 10 years. I like think back to those eclipses in 2015 to 2017, and then now the ones we're experiencing. Oh my gosh, my life has changed completely. But look how many years. Look how many years. That took me 8 to 10 years. Not that it will be for you. I'm just saying you have to recognize it takes time. Kat just said it went through some old pics from 2 years ago. The change is evident in your eyes. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly, Michelle. Michelle just said, I feel like I've done exactly. You have a ways to go, but you're better than you were before. We're all learning. We're all a work in progress. Every day should be a celebration if we're alive. Well, we've made it through 100% of our days, right, Mish? Hi, CL. The kitties are good. Thank you. I hope you're well too. You're sorry you didn't know the cake analogy earlier, but it's never too late. It changed me for the better. I'm so glad, Quincy. That's so amazing. The cake analogy changed me too. And you know what's funny? I laugh thinking about that story. If any of you don't know the backstory of the cake analogy, maybe just for some of you who don't know, let me just reiterate this story. I was in a session with somebody. This is like 2 years ago. Almost 2 years ago. I was in a session with somebody, and I said, hey, have you ever seen those cake toppers? I had one at my wedding where, the groom was pushing the bride up the cake. And then all of a sudden I finished the session and I went into my email saying, I've got to look at that picture of my wedding cake. Because in the cake analogy, like the speaking one of just me, there's a picture of my actual wedding cake. That was my wedding cake from 2007. Okay. And when I saw that cake and I recognized that it was me pushing that man up the cake, I was completely horrified because I went, oh my gosh, I was so in that masculine energy. And how did I have this on my cake? That's what I want to know. He should be pushing me up the cake. Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, Anne. And I think the reason why that was the style of cake topper was because maybe it was the old adage that women push men into marriage. I don't know. But now that I think about it, I'm like, why was that on my cake? And I had an epiphany. I had an epiphany that day where I said, I was in my masculine energy. And that's why when you're not looking for somebody, somebody comes along, you're actually kind of in that feminine energy because you're not pushing anything, you're not forcing anything, you're not trying to do anything to chase. And then boom, somebody comes in, they're chasing you, you feel good, you're motivated to change your life. You start doing things you never thought possible. You're trying to get to the top of the cake, and all of a sudden, boom, the other person runs. The other person can't give. The other person has traumas, triggers, and hurts coming to the surface, and you start trying to pull them up the cake. You start trying to force. You start trying to make it all happen because it serves you. It feels good to you, and you're like, why is this not happening? I thought I was getting exactly what I wanted. I thought I was getting my due. That cake tastes so good. How come? And then you have to realize you got to let it all go in order for you to find yourself. And if they're really meant to meet you at the top of that cake, they will. They will. And if not, that's okay, because you're going to ask for what you want or better. And I can tell you, Now where I'm at, this is why I say this to you. Now where I'm at, and I tell you, ask for what you want or better. When you get that better, you're not thinking of what you used to think of. I'm the happiest I've ever been. I don't think about that old story the way that I used to. It's not a part of my life anymore. It's part of my story that made me like this. And I'm thankful for that. And there's a love there that is so appreciative, but it's not the same anymore. So honestly understand that letting go and surrendering, someone parked in my driveway. Yeah. And that's the whole thing. Is the car in the driveway? I know the most triggering statement, but think about it. Is the car in the driveway? If you're having to force somebody, if you're trying to convince somebody, that's not how it goes. It's just not how it goes. It should be easy. It shouldn't be about butterflies. It should just fall into place. And I'll put it to you this way, and I say it respectfully. Look, if this is better, then imagine what could be even more better. That's why you don't have the attachment in the end, because I know that what's meant for me is meant for me. I know that sounds cheesy, but it really is. Right? You forgot about it, Zen. Zen just said, oh my God, I forgot about the car in the driveway. When it's meant for you, you will find that it's easy. You'll be happy. There'll be nothing to debate. You don't have to guess whether that person likes you or doesn't like you. And that's why I'm saying to you, like, ask for what you want or better. I'm telling you, trust me when I tell you, it feels amazing. So you'll get there. I know you will. The car in the damn driveway. When the car's in the driveway, you don't have to question. You don't have to question. Okay. All right. Potential or challenge today. Got the Hierophant, commitment, taking the methodical steps. This is my whole point. Taking the baby steps, right? Slow and steady. I told you, it took me almost 10 years to feel like this. And I feel so happy. Can I do a workshop session on how to ask for what we want or better? Is this by meditating, journaling? How do we manifest this? It's a great question. Hi, Bonnie. Yeah, I could do. Is there interest in this topic? Like, would you guys like to do a Zoom maybe on this topic of like how to ask for these things? I can put something together. Hi, Val. Exactly. I deserve the best of the best of the best. And so do all of you. You'd be interested? Okay. Let me think about something. We'll pick a date. What if we did something on like the new moon? Kind of like a new moon Zoom where we can talk about this. I have to think about it. I think asking for what you want or better, maybe I have to think about the way in which I've done it. Okay. Let me sit down and think about it. I've got some time later on. I'll think of how to communicate that. I appreciate the idea. That would be great. I appreciate it, Laura. Let me think about that. Because I have to reflect based on personal experience, people that I work with. Yeah, I'll think that through. I think it's a great idea. Linnea just said, it's so hard to choose myself and leave the person you love to find self and stop chasing the love of my life. And Linnea, I'm not picking at your words when you say the love of my life. You assume that's the love of your life. That's an assumption that it's the love of your life. But the love of your life is somebody who's parked in the driveway, is somebody who's consistent, who's not going to ghost you, who communicates with you. And that doesn't mean you're not going to have like little arguments or blips in the road, Probably not, Suzette. Probably not this week. Probably not. I can do recorded for you within the next week, but I don't know if I can do a night this week for the live on YouTube, but I could maybe the week after. So let's see. The Hierophant, constellation. Everything is, I don't want to say, it sounds cheesy. It's like written in the stars, but everything is meant to happen the way that it's meant to happen. By the way, this also says support and meetings, and that's an interesting request considering we just talked about that. Like, how do we Because, like, Laura, your question was like, how do we ask for what we want or better? Right? You're welcome, Linnea. What are some of the questions? Maybe let's take a moment just for a second. If we were to do this, what are some of the things? So Laura just asked, how do we ask for what we want or better? What are some things that are related to that that you want to know about? Hi, Kazaya, how are you? Maybe give me some thoughts. Or maybe I can make a post, and if you want to write it down under the post, I can do that too so that I have it in notes. I do have a good memory though. I think anytime's a good time, Val, to make moves in regards to a career or self-development. I don't think there's ever a specific time. You don't have to worry about, astrology in that aspect. Okay, so doubting yourselves. Let me make some notes in my phone here. I'm listening. I'm reading. Let me just see. How to ask. Okay. So we talked about doubting. That's amazing, Adriana. I'm so happy for you. Hi, Manny. How are you? The difference between manifestation and obsession or overthinking. So manifestation. I'm well. Thank you, Manny. Obsession and overthinking. Okay. All topics that I know about. Anything else that you have any questions on? So Lucia, do you mean like going back on something where, like, when you say overturning, does that mean you decide something and then you flip flop back and forth? So like how to make a decision? Okay. That makes sense. How do we know what we really want? Okay, that's a good question. How do we know what we really? I love this collaboration. All things that I'm going to think about. Sometimes you think you want something, but then you get it and you're disappointed. Mm-hmm. Perfect, Mish. Take care. Direction and how to know what you need in career. So in other words, direction and following purpose and finding a purpose, I think is what you're saying. How to stop feeling guilty. Big one. Okay. Yeah, so Jennifer just said I do that too. One day I believe that something's going to happen, and the next day I want to give up. So in other words, consistency and motivation. Okay. Yeah. Basically what you're saying, Zen, is like how to put yourself first, right? How to slide into Kelly's DM. Oh, you're sweet, Emery. Actually, my DMs are closed. That's what's funny. You guys know I had to shut them down when I first got on TikTok, unfortunately. Well, those are some thoughts. I will think about them. If there's anything else, let's see what we need to focus on today. 8 of Fire, manifestation and communication. Like, how do we manifest something we want or better? Like for a better relationship, but it could be anything really. How do we do this without being obsessed and with patience? So in other words, like how to have patience. Great question. I may not have a specific answer to that, but I can definitely talk about it for sure. Do I have Polish origins? I do, actually. I do. My grandfather was Polish. You're watching a YNR now. Nice, Lucia. Why take someone else's, why take someone else's burdens? Okay. Great one. How to let go of forcing an outcome. Well, you're saying how to surrender and let go of outcome. Okay. Identifying traits you want. I feel a whole series coming here. Identifying traits you want. Okay. In a person. How to read body language. Oh, that's a great one, Lucia. I talk about that all the time, actually, when I'm teaching. As in, when I was in a classroom and I was teaching business classes, I often talked about body language, and sometimes they even go as far as dating. Not that I was here to give my students dating advice, but you can tell a lot by body language. You smell a book. I've been smelling a book for years, Anne Marie. I've got books in me you don't even know. If I had the right, trust me, if I had the right avenues right now, I mean, I can make those avenues. I got to figure it out and problem solve it. But you wouldn't believe the stuff I have in me. How to maintain a positive focus. Yeah. How to stay positive. Yeah. Look what you started. This could be a whole series of workshops. I mean, Laura, it could be. I mean, I'm happy to do it. I love talking about these topics. I talk about them every single day. You know? A to Z of Kellyisms, you got it. Trust me when I tell you. I have learned a lot in these last 10 years. A lot. You know? I have, Mike, it's interesting. When I was in university, I took psychology courses. I'm very fascinated about body language and eye contact and use of words. I'm a Virgo, so I pay attention to all those things, you know? So Eight of Fire is manifestation and communication, and things are changing right now. You know, there's so much that's changing. And I think people really are just in fear of what change means, you know? So yeah, let me think about some topics and see how to share them. You know, I like Lara's initial idea, how to ask for what you want or better. I've got to think about how I want to structure that, but we can start by doing something and see where it takes us, you know? Now, the recent past is strength, trying to find the strength and the courage to push through. Leo energy. Venus energy, self-worth, self-value, and self-respect. Yeah, that was your favorite part of taking psychology? Yeah, I'm a September Virgo. I'm a September Virgo. You've been in fear of change way too long. It's hard, you know, and I think that's, you know, actually, let me add that to my list. Because that's important to discuss. Fear of change. I mean, fears come from trauma. They come from previous experiences of rejection or abandonment. How to forgive ourselves, Adriana. That's a good one. Hi, Jenny. That's a good one. How to forgive ourselves. Okay. Good. I'm glad that we're brainstorming. Yeah. Fear of change and direction. Let's see. The worry beads. It's almost like the recent past has brought a lot of worrying about like what's next, right? What am I going to worry about when I have nothing to worry about? That's the fear of when we get what we want. Feel too tired for change, but I realize I'm the only one who can change it. If I give myself positive energy, I give others, I'm on the way. Because that's the whole point. Somebody said to me today, and it's interesting because I've said this too before. Somebody said, you know, I did this all by myself. I didn't have anybody to help me. And my answer to that always is, believe it or not, it's better that way. I'm glad. I thought the same thing years ago. I didn't have anybody to help me. When I went through the worst of my times, I didn't have my family there for me, any of the friends there for me. Did I really let it in? Maybe not, but it's better that way because in that aspect, I would have had people pulling at me, giving me bad advice that would have suited them, not me. You know, I mean, in retrospect, let's put it this way. I don't know how many of you have been through this in regards to like divorce or separation, but I have this feeling that if I would have told my family about what was going on in my marriage, I probably would have been encouraged to stay married. I would have been encouraged because he's a good guy and because, well, he made a mistake. And I'm not saying that I didn't give him multiple chances. I did. But I think that it's always people around us that give us the most resistance when we want to make life changes. You want to change your career, everybody's against you. You want to leave your marriage, everybody's against you. Well, why do you want to leave it? Like people would say to me, Kelly, you have a great job. You make over 6 figures. You have benefits. You have a pension. You have an amazing job. You have amazing hours. But that doesn't mean that I enjoyed it uh, as much as I could have. I did for many years, but then things shifted, right? And the same thing with marriage. Despite the fact that he was unfaithful to me, I mean, forget about that for a moment. Sure, he cooked, he cleaned, he grocery shopped, he loved to travel, took care of himself, was generous to me in so many ways, treated me very well for many, many years. But that doesn't mean he's meant for me forever. And I don't have to make decisions because other people want me to. I don't have to stay with somebody because they want me to. You know what I mean? So I think we have to recognize that if you would have had people in your business during all these times, you probably wouldn't be in the same position. You know what I mean? That thing happened to you with your marriage. Everybody told you should just stay. Yeah, it was a mistake. Thanks, Pernille. Have a good night. You know, you tried for a few years, Jojo. Yeah, it's about being happy and doing yourself. Exactly. Everyone offers their opinions. It's so important to be grounded and silence the noise and do what's best for you on those quiet nights when you can, alone. When change happens, only you can be responsible. Yeah, for the decision. Exactly. And that's my whole point is that people love to give you advice, but that doesn't mean that they follow their own advice. And oftentimes when you're making decisions about your marriage, okay, if this is a marriage or a relationship, you don't even have to be married for this. People wish they can make the same moves that you're making. They become jealous, and I hate that word jealous. You know why I don't like to use that word, but they become jealous because they wish they could make those moves. They don't have the guts themselves, so they don't want you to do it because that means they can't have misery loves company, right? How can we as humans believe what our conscious tells about our reality while our conscious is limited by our senses? It's an interesting question, Ahmad, because as a general rule, our emotional pain body is the issue. Our brain lies to us based on emotional trauma that we've had in our life. So you can't even listen to necessarily your brain because the brain's going to lie to you. It's your heart. And I'm not talking about romance. I'm talking about like the electromagnetic field of your heart, right? That's your intuition. Yeah. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one and need to keep their own clean. Yeah. Well, think of like what Paulo Coelho would say, author of The Alchemist. You know, it's not a verbatim quote, but basically, you know, people generally don't follow their own advice. You know, they're gonna have an opinion of how you need to live. That doesn't mean that they're gonna be giving you, you know, the best advice, right? I love Joe Dispenza. Yeah, yeah. It's tough. It's really tough. I understand how you all feel, but all I'm saying is that change happens when you decide you want to change, when you've hit the low of the low. Let me just remind you of something. And that is when people come to me and they say, Kelly, I've hit my low. Do you know how I know whether or not you've truly hit your low? And I've said this for years. Some of you may be new to this. And if you're not, you're going to hear it again. And that is, you know, when you've hit a low, when you will never, ever entertain that thought, that feeling, that situation ever again. You will be so done. You will be so done. You wouldn't even entertain it. So ask yourself, how many of you have actually truly for 1000% hit your low? Because me, when I used to say on live, when I first came on TikTok, for those of you that remember, I would say I have 0 to 0 to 0, like infinite zeros in relation to my husband, my ex-husband. 0. He's a lovely person. I don't want to be in a relationship with him. I wish him well. He's married, happy, good. Please go live your life. I have 0. I don't have any regrets. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm content. I have 0 to 0 to 0, believe me, of anything. So in other words, Once you've hit that low, then you will never do it again. You will never do it again. But that doesn't mean, though, that you keep yourself stuck. And that doesn't mean that you stay in one position. No pun intended. I know all of your minds. What I'm saying is, in order to rebuild yourself, you have to take steps and move forward. Oh, amazing, Kazai. I love The Alchemist. But the problem that most people have is that they will hit their low. Yes, I have, Armin. Yes. People will hit their low and stay stuck. They will refuse to open themselves up. They will say, I can't be hurt again. I can't go through this again. That's not going to help you either. That stubbornness, those walls are just going to end up getting taller and taller and taller until you have a tower moment. And that tower moment is going to hit you again, hit you again, hit you again, until you wake up and say, I can't keep myself stuck anymore. So you can choose what you want, but I never stopped. I never waited. I always dated. Now, again, this is not about a relationship. I never stopped. I went through the lowest of low in my possible life. I ended my marriage. I said, that's it. I'm done. Not going to do this anymore. Kept going and going and going. Met new people. Yes, I was sparked. Yes, I went back. Yes, I went through all these things, just like all of you. But I never stopped putting myself out there. That's the key. Always put yourself out there in every single way to get better, to get triggered, to learn, to be better with your boundaries, to be happier, to have the better. But it's not for the weak. You've got to be willing. You've got to be willing to deal with everybody else's shit as you're going through this process. Listen to the opinions. You're going to have to know how to say no. You're going to have to do for you. You're going to have to really put yourself first. It can be, Armin. It can be. It doesn't have to be. Until my disclaimer. Exactly, Mike. You know? It's the hypocrisy that made me put stronger boundaries. Yeah, good. Yeah, you don't have to remove people from your life. They'll just fall off because you won't be at the same vibration anymore. All right, the strength position. We're in deep talks today. Oh, look at everybody. Oh my gosh, you can't even make this up. It's a Kelly Lorraine reading, that's for sure. Patience. Everybody hates this word. Patience. Patience. Trust the process, Kelly. How many of you, can we take a poll? P-O-L-L, not P-O-L-E. Can we take a poll for a minute? How many of you, hold on, I have to verify myself. Oh, on TikTok here. There we go. How many of you say to yourself at some point during the day or every so often to go, trust the process, Kelly, trust the process, so-and-so? Because I do, story of my life. Well, that's why you don't want to deal with everyone else's BS. But the point is, Manny, you need the trigger. That's how you get better, is by dealing with other people's BS and knowing how to cut it off. Yeah. Right? So I know that it lives in my head rent-free. So if it lives in my head rent-free, I'm wondering how many of you do it. Trust the process. And you roll your eyes. Trust the process, Kelly. Because if you don't know the story, the person who sparked me walked out my front door, looked over their shoulder and said, trust the process. I'm sorry. That's how I interpret it. They said, trust the process, Kelly. Yeah. No. And I didn't think to ask what it meant. Now I know what it means. Right? Hi, Dora. Bonjour, Mathieu. Merci. You know, and they said, trust the process, Kelly. And I was like, I remember afterwards being like, what the, you know what? Seriously? I never asked. I wasn't supposed to. Now I know. Now I know. Best lesson that could have ever been given to me. Does this mean someday he'll be back? Val, you know, I'll put it to you this way. I always share this. Something he said to me at the very end. One of the last things he ever said to me was, Kelly, when I'm serious, you'll know. I'll show up. I don't care who's there. I've never waited. I've always dated. I will never wait. I will live my life. And you cross that bridge when you get there. But honestly, where I'm at now, it's a completely different energy. And I don't even think about it. I don't even think about it. It is what it is. So All we can do in these situations is live our best life and not wait on anybody. Nobody else is controlling my happiness. I mean, do you remember the searching your soul story? Just as a reminder to those of you that know it or that don't know it. I don't want to get into it. It's such a long story. That's how we ended up having the MFPS COS moment. If you know, you know. Thank you, Zoe. And yeah, Michael, it was a tough energy this past weekend for sure. You know, when this guy said to me a few years ago, Kelly, I'm going to go search my soul. Okay, go search your soul. You think I'm going to go sit there while you search your soul and I'm going to patiently sit there? No, 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 no. Here, you know my answer was? Other than MFCSPOS, my answer was, here's some Dr. Joe Dispenza videos. Here's some books to go read. Go fix yourself. No way would I ever wait on anybody while they're searching their soul. Never. Hard when you have them on your mind, the reminders roll in. Yeah, but Val, after a while, it's got to be let go of. That's just us, not them, Val. That's us feeling in lack. Hi, Garns. You know, so I don't know. All I can say is you get over it after a while. You have to. What choice does anyone have? If someone is not communicating, if somebody's running away, if somebody's avoiding, at what point do you say, I'm not doing this anymore? There has to be a moment where you say, I've had my saturation point. That's how you know if you've hit your low. If you're still waiting and you're still putting all that energy into another person, you haven't hit your low. And I'm not saying you specifically, Val, I'm saying generally. Exactly, Michael. That's what it means. Letting go of everything that no longer serves you. Hi, DR. How are you? All right. So patience card. Repairman. Here's a question. How do you get someone out of your head that lives there rent-free? Well, first of all, Emery, forgive me for saying this, but I'll write that down on my list, actually. How do you get someone out of your mind? Well, Henry, I never waited, I always dated. Okay. And that doesn't mean getting under someone to get over someone. It means I sparked new energy in my life. If you're not doing new things, experiencing new people and new situations, then you're going to have the same thoughts over and over and over again. And that's Dr. Joe Dispenza that will tell you that. But that's not me. No, you mean that you're not doing that. Is that what you're referring to? You have to, not you, but one has to want to let go of it. Meaning, it's usually your soul that's trying to waken you up and test you. Are you in the old? Are you in the new? Right? You've got to go out and meet new people. You've got to start new hobbies. Be motivated to experience new adventures in your life. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. So, Pauline, when you say how to survive a good relationship, what does that mean? What does that mean to you? Because I'll write that down, but I just need some clarification. I realized how boring and stuck in the past they were and how I can't live like that. Cleared up a lot of confusion for me. Yeah. A lot of other people around us are stuck in the past, which keeps us stuck in the past, you know? So let's see, what's the near future? So stopping getting over under someone to get over someone was the best. Yeah, stopping the process of always looking for that validation, Mike, you mean? Like going to sleep with somebody else? Yeah. It's not about just going to get validation from somebody. It's really about sparking new energy, meeting new people, having new experiences. Hi, Christy. That's okay. Because I couldn't trust him as he's not wanting to look at another woman. So hold on. Because can't feel I couldn't trust him as him not wanting to look at. What does that mean, Pauline? Just want to clarify. You had trust issues, you're saying. I think humans are naturally going to notice if somebody else is attractive. You know? And that's a tough one sometimes. I mean, we're all human. Jennifer, you've said something that is really important. Jennifer just said, I've thought about dating, but I don't feel like it would be fair of me to date someone who's just going to be a compromise or second best. I appreciate that comment, Jennifer, but that is a comment that comes from trying to control something. You have no idea where the connection is going to go. You don't have to speak on anyone's behalf. You don't have to think on anyone else's behalf, only your own. So in other words, that's something that is rooted in trying to control the situation. I'll give you an example. It would be like, and I've had this with friends of mine who have said, well, I don't want to date this man because he's younger, and what if he wants to have children? And I don't, or I can't. Don't speak for the man. Don't speak on anyone's behalf or think on anyone else's behalf. If somebody wants to be with you, they're going to want to be with you regardless of whatever you think is the obstacle. So that's because, and I say it with love, Jennifer, it's not to you personally, because I talk to people about this all the time. That's because you want what you want and the heart wants what it wants. That's not really being open to new things. That's because it's being stuck on, I have to have this. That's giving a reason why you can't date. Because you don't want to give that attention to someone else. You want to give it to who you want to give it to. And I send you love when I say that. You're not alone in that. So many people. You know? Bonjour. Très bien aujourd'hui. On parle beaucoup aujourd'hui. Lots of deep talks. That's actually a really great question. And I think that's important to talk about, because that is saying, I'm going to speak on someone else's behalf. I'm going to give all the reasons why I can't do something versus the reason why I can do something. And you don't have to worry about being super fair to someone, because in all honesty, they're probably not sitting there thinking the same thing about us. They're just wanting to go on a date. They're not thinking about marriage and lifelong potential. They're thinking about going on a date, having coffee, having dinner. It's not going to hurt anybody to go for coffee, to go on a lunch date, to date someone for a few months and learn something new. Right? So Pauline, what you had said before is you trust him 100%, but he didn't care about me. Well, then that's not a equal giving and receiving and balance. How to tell someone after a date, you're not for me. I write text messages for people all the time. I say things like, hey, I was just reflecting after our last date, or I was just thinking about our last date, and I recognize that maybe you have a lot of work to do or healing to do, as do I, and I really wish you well. You know, maybe we'll catch up down the road sometime. You're welcome, Jennifer. I mean, this is something I can help you with if you need it. I help people with this all the time. You know, and that it's hard because we stay stuck, you know, in that mode. Hi, Rick. Thank you. I hope you're having a good day too. Remember, we don't owe people anything in regards to going on a date, a coffee date, a lunch date. I mean, yes, you owe someone kindness, right? But you're not making marriage plans. You know what I mean? Like, who's to say that it's even going to get that far? That's just fear of what will happen down the road. Because basically it means not being ready. You know? Oh, I think Jennifer got timed out. And hi, Kashish. Sorry, Jennifer, if you got timed out. Because those were good questions. Let's see. Near future. The Empress. The Empress is all about birthing a whole new cycle. Yeah, it was the wrong person. I know, Dana. I hope she can hear that. It's all good. It's all good. So the near future is the Empress, right? Birthing a whole new cycle. Kat just said, it just dawned on me. After our first session, I bought a pendant that would help remind me to be open and authentically me. It broke yesterday. I don't need it anymore. Kat, that's amazing. That tells you the work that you've been doing. Incredible. And there's the tandem bicycle. A bicycle built for two. This is all about a duo, a partnership, a collaboration, cooperation, harmony. Being in your feminine energy is super important, really important. Leaning back. You know, I've been watching a lot of videos about masculine and feminine energy in regards to actual science of testosterone in men and estrogen in women. And it's amazing how many women have increased testosterone and how many men have decreased testosterone, right? In the sense that, you know, we've taken on such masculine energy because we have to be in survival mode. And sometimes men have taken on the low testosterone. It's come up a lot, actually, in videos that I've watched or even sessions. Hi, Susie. And it's a really fascinating discussion. Too deep to have here or too long to have here at the moment. But I don't know how many of you have ever thought about that or researched that. Oh, that's very kind of you, Rick. Unfortunately, I can't because I'm not available to do so, but I appreciate the offer. Oh, it was your Lydios crystal. No way. I had other Lydios crystals that I didn't wear after that had come off, like the smaller hearts that I had. And that's how I ended up getting the big red heart, because I didn't know how big that red heart was going to be. The suggested approach is Four of Pentacles. Hi, Odelia. How are you? The Four of Pentacles is holding back. It's all or nothing. Extremes of giving time, love, or money. Yes. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Susie. The suggested approach is don't hold yourself back. You can see now the sun is starting to shift. You can see the light coming through now. Hi, Maria. We'll be done soon. We've had some deep talks today. And there's the microphone. The suggested approach is don't hold back your voice, your feelings. And this could even be people you're dealing with, you know? What do you need to know? Love. Isn't that beautiful? It's the lovers. I mean, this is such a lovely energy, you know, where you want love, but it could also be a decision in love. Yeah, Laura just said I have, and I find when we take on too much masculine role, our partner takes on feminine role, and we can lose attraction when that happens. You need the right polarity. Yes. When men have decreased testosterone, I've just come across a few videos of this that's made me really fascinated. It's how they lose their drive. They lose that intimacy. They avoid relationships. They focus solely on goals and career, which I understand that's a wiring of men or masculine energy. But when that happens, when they have reduced testosterone, it puts them more into that feminine energy. And when women gain too much testosterone or lack of estrogen, then they become in that place. And that's why the polarity can't exist. I've been watching a lot of videos about this. It's been really interesting. It all started from when I was watching some of the Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus videos. And this was one of the topics. Oh, it's so interesting, Kat. Is it the little thing that's at the top? Because you can mail them to get a new thing, but I don't know how to put it on. I never knew how to put it on. But I know you can get a new holder for your pendant. I look a little bit like Kate Hudson. I've heard that before. I mean, that's a real compliment. She's very beautiful. So here's the coin toss, everybody. Are you ready to take a risk? You know, put yourself out there. See what happens. Flip a coin. And the hope and or fear. Susan, it's a Litios crystal. Litios. That's the red pendant. I forgot to put my pendant on today, but that's the pendant I wear in all of my videos and I typically wear every day. Hi, Chrissy. Could I do a love reading? I do love readings every week. There's love readings on my YouTube. Hope and or fear is the 8 of Earth, meaning work. We hope to do the work, but we also fear it at the same time, right? Oh, it tripped the crystal when it fell. Okay, there you go, Kat. There you go. Then you have a sign. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. There's the well. Everything has a deeper meaning. Hidden emotions. Ooh, somebody's got to dig deep, express themselves right now. All right, let's take a look at the probable outcome. 10 of Earth. I've seen the 10 of Pentacles so much in the last little while. Oh, thanks. I like to wear black. I haven't worn a black. I have a million black t-shirts or long sleeve tops. You have no idea. But thank you. So this basically, thank you, Rika. I am. How about you? How are you feeling after the eclipse? We have another eclipse coming on the new moon, which is crazy. 10 of Earth is having it all. It's your 10 of Pentacles, your home, your job, your relationship, everything in order. So let's see, what else? Friends, soul tribe. You know what? Your soul tribe is changing. Your relationships. You can feel it. Oh, you feel drained, Ikra? Yeah. Hi, Gina. I'm well, thank you. How are you? There we go. I knew I had to push it. You had to push it. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is the gavel, a decision. This could be legalities. Maybe some of you are going through a divorce or some sort of legal situation, but it really means like making a decision. You know, again, are you in the old, or are you in the new? Are you in the old, or are you in the new? Yeah, March 29th is the solar eclipse in Aries. Yeah, my little kitty cat sitting next to me here. Well, my friends, I better get going. But it's been lovely. It started in January for you. Everybody's on a different timeline, because that's beautiful. You know, once you know something, it's very hard to unknow it. You know, once you go through this process, you just can't. When will all be okay? When you choose to make the moves. Is that a foot hanging on the end of the truck? No, it's a hand. It's a hand. But it does kind of look like a foot. No, it's a hand. Actually, one of my pet peeves, sorry if this annoys anybody, but I do not like feet on the dashboard. Also, the fact is, if you're ever in an accident, that airbag comes out, you know what's going to happen. But anyways, yeah, no, it's not a foot on the dashboard. It's or out the window. It's an arm. Thank you, Adelia. I appreciate it. Yeah, so the March 29th solar eclipse, yeah, it's very dangerous, Dana. That's why, and I always think of it, I'm like, oh, don't put your feet on the dashboard. Do not put your feet on the dashboard. You're welcome, Kazaya. What's for dinner? Very good question. I haven't decided yet. Have not decided yet. But I am hungry. It's been, actually, I have to say, today's been a really good day. I don't feel really tired. I did some walking. I'm probably going to do some walking this evening. But I hope that you guys have had a good day and that tonight you feel a little bit better if you've been feeling stressed, or hopefully this talk helped a little bit. I know that these topics can be a little bit triggering, but at the same time, you can do it. You can make all the moves. You know? Yeah, Dana, I don't know. I don't know how to contact her. I don't have her. Hopefully, I'm hoping that she knows. Hope she heard. I know it was an accident. You know? Yeah, I can't even imagine, Kat. Thanks, Teal. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm glad, Jojo. I'm glad. And like I said, I'll think about these questions. And yeah, you too, Laura. You're welcome, Roseanne. I'm going to think about what we could discuss in a Zoom on that topic, like how to ask for what you want or better. I've got to think it through. I've got to think about what I've been through. I have to reflect on the process. Reflect the process, Kelly. Right? Pork chops with rice and onion mushroom gravy, green beans and cornbread. Sounds good, Mike. You're welcome, Matt. You're welcome. You're welcome, Angeline. Nice to see you. All right, I'm going to say goodbye to Instagram first. I wish you guys a wonderful rest of your night. I send you lots of love, and we'll talk soon. Do I read cards for myself? I haven't in a long time, Maria, because I read cards all day. I kind of know the energies, but every once in a while, maybe I will. You're welcome, Michelle. All right, G, thank you so much, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Okay, thanks, everybody. Bye. Okay, YouTube, I'm going to say goodbye to you as well. And I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to my moderators. You guys are amazing. And we'll talk soon. Bye. Thanks, Yale.